Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody who has their ears open tonight and the airwaves, this is the show of the week. It is Sunday. This is Strong Sheet, and we're here to deliver news and hard-hitting facts about wrestling along with results. No, I will not be delivering WPPW results specifically. We will save certain things for Thursday and certain things for Friday and other things for the rest of the day. But tonight, I am your host, the ruler of all hosts, Donovan Cartwright, joined alongside my, and all of you want to hear it, the Golden Champion, Isaac Bell, and the man with a good head on his shoulders because he has no neck, the smartest heel in the business, the real deal, Anthony Pierce. How you doing?
Not much, all right.
I'm good. I am good. I am excited.
By the way, Anthony.
Yeah.
You forgot your own nickname, the real deal.
I got too much.
You got like 17, 18 nicknames that I've got counted.
That's a lot.
Yeah, he's still the bolder.
Okay. So what's on the schedule for tonight?
Well, we're going to start off with our news. If Anthony, if you're still getting your stuff together, no. We can start off with this news that Mitt left us. He will not be here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He has some medical issues going on, and nothing serious, but yeah. So,
Oh my gosh. Let's talk. Let's do this. I don't want to, but
want to what? Talk about this news?
it's going to sound that I'm going to talk about, even I don't want to talk about it because it's going to be bad.
Then why don't you save that for after the minor news? Y'all want to cover the minor news first?
What's the minor stuff?
What the posted?
Yeah, what's the post?
No. Well, then, I mean, that's up to you. We usually save the heated stuff for last, don't you think, Anthony?
Okay. All right, let me see.
Breaking news. Breaking news. WBPW Golden Solution. Isaac?
Mm-hmm.
That's breaking news. It's literally golden.
Must have done really good.
Golden Powers only lost one match, and that was Kota Ibushi and the Freak.
Oh.
They lost to Hugh Jass and Carlton Fiberman.
That's a shame.
If you're not golden, you're not trying. So, Isaac, how does it feel to stare at that Twitter championship?
Feels good.
Sitting on your mantle?
Feels good. I earned this. I had this coming, so, I deserve it. Yeah, I deserve it.
You deserve everything you've got. He woke you up. I mean...
Yep.
You had doubters. You don't doubt. You don't push. It's when you do.
Yep.
Oh, boy. We do have one question for Anthony. I know your head's all look. So is AC Smooth sticking with the Golden Powers?
Yeah.
Get back with me in a week.
The Savage alternative was not an alternative at all. It was just an attempt for a coup, and it failed horribly.
Yeah, miserably. But we'll get back to you. We'll give you a week.
Well, to do Dashwood is a free agent.
Yeah, I mean, she revealed that. I mean, really, there's not much to talk about. It's news. revealed she's a free agent. Women of wrestling probably would love to have her. I'm sure that there are other promotions, big promotions like
Rise,
that.
Shimmer.
Let's be honest, women of wrestling is bigger than that. No offense, but they really are. They're bigger than Ring of Honor.
What Shimmer is?
Rise is bigger than Shimmer, and Ring of Honor is bigger than Rise. Currently, anyway, because they're only annual events.
What's his name? Speaking of Rise, they may have a thing with AEW, but I'll get to that in a second.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Thank you for bringing that up. I read that article. Good to hear too.
Well, another big name, Ellie is signed to All Elite Wrestling, and they killed her off Impact Friday.
Yeah.
They literally killed her for anybody that didn't see that.
Yeah. Which I was going to bring up a topic about that since then, a lot of people have been they've been bringing up some an interesting topic about that. I was going to bring it up later.
Well, I'm scrolling down Facebook, and Becky Lynch, she was reading about how Dusty's last words about her before he died. And then she said, in 1 week, I'm going to prove the dream was right. Cody Rhodes, go get it. Best of luck with Star. Everybody go with the 3 stars. So it looks like they're not allowed to say those 2 letters, and that might explain why Chris Jericho was quote unquote
You can't ban the GOAT.
I mean, if you really think about it, would you want somebody from another company interviewing your?
No. I mean, wrestling is a huge crossover event right now.
No, I don't want to talk about it.
Talk about what?
Never. Duke Ball.
Why not, Isaac? Did something happen, Isaac? I'm not talking about
This is interesting. When a blood is upset about a freaking you. But yeah, y'all ready to get to this angry stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go.
Right. Superstar Billy Graham. Go to the front of the church. We need to have a conversation.
Okay.
So, Superstar Billy Graham is the next idiot to show up and rear his ugly head about something that he probably shouldn't show. No disrespect to Billy Graham, but when people look at legends of your time, you're not a name like people. Now, here we go. This is words from Billy Graham. Is the WWE serious? I started on my computer today and I went to the wrestling news sites, and what did I see? Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship in Mania. Talking is Vince is going to put that WWE belt on Kofi Kingston. Something. Well, you not only will have a 140-pound WWE champion. This must have been the idea of the new senior creative lady, Dana Warrior. Meltzer says she has been promoted to extremely high position on the creative scene, and it says the meeting that only Vince, Triple H, and Steph are in. How did she get so smart? First of all, did Fred not realize she not trust anything no sense?
No.
No.
Dave Meltzer
You would
kissed his
think
butt.
that since he's been in the business, he would know to be aware to just like, you know, beware about what Dave says about anything. Second of all, Kofi Kingston is 945 pounds. And second of all, Kofi Kingston is like about the same size as Daniel Bryan.
He is.
So you're mad about Kofi
He's
Kingston.
like a little bit taller. He's a little bit taller than Daniel.
He's a little bit taller, and I think Daniel is a little heavy.
Yeah.
So he continues, says, my friend Hannibal has been monitoring Monday Night Raw's steady decline in TV viewership. Well, Hannibal, it dropped again last night in Boston, Monday, March 25th. Steady decline in TV viewership. I would think this year's Mania would be so bad, the next year, 2020, would not come close to selling out. The thrill is gone, and is anyone out there really excited to see two lightweights wrestle for the WWE Championship? Oh, one more thing. I would love to see Kofi at 145 pounds put anyone WWE belt on the line against Bork Laser. Great logistics. One man being outweighed by a good 135 pounds. It's totally dope this thing is. So let me go look something up real quick.
Now, are we sure that Kofi Kingston really doesn't weigh like 145 pounds? Because you know WWE likes to like, you know, the bill weight, you know, the kayfabe weights.
Brock is 265 pounds.
Uh-huh.
So all the 20 pounds that he's lost since he came back is on his legs, right?
Kofi Kingston is 212.
It's not terrible.
Where's the 135-pound difference?
Between him and Brock?
That's only 40. And Brock, I'm pretty sure Brock's like 250, if that. Like, this is the dumbest thing I've heard all week. And it's coming from a legend. And it's like, do you not realize that there was once upon a time a Shawn Michaels?
Mm-hmm. I remember Shawn.
CM Punk?
Yes.
Daniel Bryan's current champion. And you face Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar into seconds of losing at Survivor Series.
Yes.
Hey, Anthony. Do we need to forget that Finn Balor, 181 build weight, just went up against Brock Lesnar and damn near won?
Exactly. So it's like he's saying all this stuff, but you follow Meltzer. Why am I going to sit here and take what you say seriously? If you're taking everything Meltzer says, is that he knows what he's talking about.
You literally quoted Dave Meltzer, who's literally said the Harlem Heat doesn't belong in the WWE Hall of Fame because Stevie Ray was never there.
But the Jussie Smollett of wrestling. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
But all these people need to remember, Harlem Heat was in WCW. WWE bought them their library and their history.
That they did.
So, their history is WWE's history.
Yep. That's how that works.
That's like saying Anthony doesn't deserve to be a host on a show because he wasn't the host of a show like 5 years ago.
Which, of course, doesn't make sense.
Exactly. That's about as much sense as Kofi Kingston. I mean, Dave Meltzer says Kofi Kingston doesn't belong in the main event at WrestleMania. And you know what? Here's my thing. And I've got a more neutral statement on this. I'm not biased. I like Kofi. I like New Day. I'll go on record to say this. I don't think Kofi's been built for the part, but I do think the approach they're taking is making the fans want him to be in that spot instead of just having him win to get it, which is just the standard old boring route that nobody really gives a shit about anymore. And I like this new approach. It's like I told Tori. Do I think Kofi Kingston deserves it? If they build him for it, yeah, sure. But they built him in a way that I didn't. Like I said, it's an empathy, not sympathy, empathy job.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this. I like people are relating to him, wanting him in it, and that's gonna sell tickets. And I get it, they're a business. Get it. And I like this. But Billy Graham, whether or not Hulk Hogan was a ripoff of you, but a more successful one, you just need to, as the Mulder used to say, know your role and shut your mouth.
I can see that. But I like how they did it because, first of all, the whole thing kind of just happened. It wasn't something that they planned on happening. Kofi was never supposed to get this run. So seeing that Kofi Kingston was able to take this run after the injury to Stockton, it's best.
Yeah, and we are going to talk about that a little bit more in the question. So, a little bit more. I'm not going to elaborate into this like super heavy.
Yeah. So it kind of bugs me when I see stuff like that. Kofi didn't deserve this. Kofi this, that, the third. Let's be real. Nobody really deserves it in Vince's eyes.
Right, because nobody deserves anything. You have to earn it.
And Kofi Kingston has earned it time and time over. So that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way seeing that. That was all I got right now.
Let's see. All right, so who's next? Me?
Yep.
All right, let me see. Okay, so unfortunately, I have some unfortunate news to pass.
Also, somebody else died.
Yeah. Well, no, I was going to talk about Allie. Oh, she's dead. Yeah.
I'm about to say, dog, Nipsey Hussle was already messing with my head now.
Yeah, that's I was going to say it's a shame. That's a shame right there. And then, but yeah, Allie has been in her signing with Impact, with AEW, the Impact saw fit to give her a farewell from Impact, give Allie a farewell from Impact, and it ended with her dead. So, yeah. The thing about it,
it was epic, bro.
It was epic, and the thing about it is, people now, everybody is blowing up because they're saying, why is this necessary and all this. Here's this one article. This is from ProWrestling.com. He's saying Impact, they called it a ridiculous segment. I'm like, first of all, you don't know what you're talking about. So here's the thing. This is according to ProWrestling.com. It says, last week it was announced that former Knockouts champion Allie had signed a contract with All Elite Wrestling, leading to the obvious question of how her future in Impact Wrestling would be handled going forward. It appears we now have an answer to that question, as promotion literally killed off her character this Friday in a ridiculous, violent segment filled with twists, turns, and demons from the pits of hell. It was an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer come to Impact. I mean, that's not inaccurate. David Tebow, you're crazy. Impact's not shit. Impact's actually really good. I mean, it's better than what WWE is doing, but that's another story. Anyway, it's better, especially that whole segment was better produced than an entire 3-hour show. Yes. So yeah. So you can fight me. You can blow up the chat all you want to about it. I will defend it till the day I die. So bring it on. But I do accept that opinion. But if you have an issue with what I said, by all means, drop a comment. Anyway, said Rosemary spent the last couple of weeks fighting for the soul of Allie, the Endeavor, on this Friday. Since things got turned into a wild fight to the death, Kiera Hogan had a run-in. The bridesmaid, Sue Young, even Kevin Sullivan showed up. In the end, Allie jumped in front of the blade to save Rosemary. If you look at the blade, it was like a Freddy Krueger style glove, which, you know, I'm not even going to argue or ask where they got it from. Basically, the thing about it is, like, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? A lot of people are saying, like, you don't need – well, here, I'm going to read another article based on that. It said 5 reasons wrestlers should not die like Allie on Impact and 5 reasons why it's not wrong. All right, so here, let's see what they got. One reason is not acceptable because wrestlers are both characters and real people simultaneously. Okay. I mean, I get it, but that doesn't really – that's not really an answer to a question. No, I'm not saying it's not hurting. It's not Impact is. I'm not saying it's not hurting, but I'm saying it's like. First of all, it's not like
storytelling is good. Okay,
it's not. Here's the thing, really, and it's not like Impact's competing with any.
I was in a group chat before. And the question came along: who has the better? What is the vision? Impact or WWE? I said, when you look at just talent. All around talent, I would go to WWE, but when you go to where it's on paper, you would say WWE might have a better roster, but when you look at it in a more creative standpoint, Impact blows WWE out more easily.
And that's what Rosemary said in an interview. She was in an interview with the Vulture Hound from the UK. She was saying, like, are you, and one of the questions she was asked, like, is Impact your home? Are you going to be staying at Impact for a while? She said, yeah. She said, why would I leave? Like, why would I leave? Like, this is a place where wrestlers can express themselves in however you want. You know what I mean? This dude's saying, he says it's not the worst. I said, it's obviously not the worst, but they've improved in the last 2 months. David Tebow, you've obviously missed, like, the last, like, year of Impact. You honestly haven't been watching that long, or you're just whatever. I'm not gonna fucking yeah. Anyway, the acceptable reason is death is used as a dramatic element in all forms of entertainment. Why not wrestling? I agree. Who doesn't agree with that? Come on. The fact that could go ahead.
It's different. I understand. Like it might be one of those things. He might be a little bit on the squeamish side. So, like, seeing somebody die on TV, like, the whole death angle, it's not something that you can see on, like, on a mainstream wrestling show.
Then another one they passed. Go ahead.
They did try to kill Vince off, but, you know, they had to kill that off because it's been a while.
That's true. They said...
So, what was the complaints about Vince McMahon dying?
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
I know it's not going to be anything to remember because he had to come back because Chris Benoit killed himself and everything. But
then he said, not acceptable reason number 2, there's been too much real death in wrestling. You know, from Owen Hart to Bruiser Brody stabbed to death in the locker room in Puerto Rico that nobody was ever convicted for. you know, shit like that. Then he said like more recent, more tragic examples certainly exist.
The Joker died while filming.
No, they finished the movie. You're talking about Heath Ledger?
Yeah, I thought they finished.
He did finish it.
Oh. Well, he died afterwards, so did Bernie Mac.
Damn. Yeah, I love NXT, by the way. Hey, so he says, like, they're saying, what's important to realize is that with real death haunting the world of sports entertainment like a specter, having fake death make a mockery of real-world tragedy. Having fake death makes a mockery of the real-world tragedy, and thus it should not be included as part of a storyline or angle. Acceptable reason number 2, it's hardly a new idea, such as a buried alive matches.
That's not the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. This is an acceptable reason. No, this is a reason why why death in wrestling isn't wrong. Because it's not a new idea. I mean, yeah, casket matches, yeah, buried alive, you know, all this other shit like that, you know. Come on.
And it brings back to what. It brings me back to when I want to say it was when Sami Callihan was doing his interview with Jericho. And now he was talking about how people are too afraid to go out of the box, outside of the box, because they don't think are too afraid of like using the things to wrestle to their head. Wrestling is just like any other movie.
It is. It really is.
You have to be an idiot to not realize that wrestling is not reality.
Like, I think that's what. I honestly don't think that's
That's why I actually respect that segment, because they're not afraid to go outside the box.
Yeah, I mean, I got a comment here saying, isn't wrestling just a very soft tone male soap opera with sports in it?
Personally.
And
yeah.
he said sports entertainment side of it anyway. Raw being the male soap opera, SmackDown having a little bit of the drama, but mostly focused on the sports side of it.
I mean, that's pretty much all wrestling is.
Yeah, I mean, okay. They said WCW was the worst. I mean, TNT's motto is "We know drama."
Yeah, well, look how that worked out. So, not acceptable reason number 3 is it's likely to come off as cheesy or unconvincing. Like they brought up the Vince McMahon segment when he died in his limo.
But this is the way for her to write it all. I mean, it was way for that, but this is gonna be legit. And do you really believe that this man was going to stay away from that long?
Say what now?
Do you really think that the man was going to stay away from WWE that long? Where he was going to be a successful Nope.
Yeah, no.
That's why that made absolute sense. And even if they do bring Allen back, they can't have an out.
But why would she? She's her contract is. There's no reason for her to come back. If anything, what you do is.
Saying, like, if there's any time that she wanted to come back,
oh yeah, she could. You could write a story behind that if she wanted to come back.
That's it.
I mean, let's face it, Ali. We know AEW. They get the women there. They're getting paid top dollar. We know that. Like that is the biggest opportunity for women wrestlers right now because they're going to get paid top dollar.
I agree with that.
They're able to pay WWE money and a little bit more. Not like super, like, oh, yeah, their contracts with WCW versus WWF contracts. No. They're just able to pay more. A little bit more. Better than NXT contracts. They're not paying Brock Lesnar money.
That's for sure.
But, I mean, even then, you got to be Brock Lesnar light to make Brock Lesnar money.
Exactly.
They're still, for the most part, probably making more money in AEW than they would be making in WWE.
And that's why Michelle McCool said that the top women should be making the same as the men. And she's not wrong, especially with AEW. Like, I mean,
that's really gonna change the game. And everybody was thinking, oh, they're gonna be making WWE. It's like, no, they're gonna be making a little more than the regulars of WWE are making, but they're not gonna be making Brock Lesnar type money.
True.
Yeah, I mean, the women over, I mean, AEW right now, and it ain't even a company, it's already the best place for women. Like, I would not be surprised if a lot of the women in Rise and Shimmer and Women of Wrestling also sign with AEW because they're not doing exclusive contracts.
Like, once you're a WWE contract, you're there. He ain't going nowhere else. Stop.
WWE's not about that. They're not about making a whole bunch of partnerships. The the partnership they have, they're not really anybody worth talking about. And 9 times out of 10, in order to be working with them, you got to be down at the PC.
Yep. Oh, and apparently Kenny Omega lost in an independent match in Winnipeg. I have no idea who was in it.
He put somebody over.
Yeah. I have no idea who it was though. Yeah. They're talking about it in the group chat, in the chat on Facebook. Don't know why, but
now you know how most of these CastBox conversations go.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they're doing. They talk about like random shit we're not talking about.
Let's see what he said.
Was it that? What was
oh
his
wait,
name?
no, here it is. Here it
Van
is.
Litter?
Oh, Wrestling Inc. It says Kenny Omega wrestles first match since Wrestle Kingdom, loses to unlikely opponent in PCW at a PCW event. He lost to he worked in a 6-man tag with Don Callis as one of his opponents. It was his first match. He made it count by defeat. Don Callis beat Kenny Omega with a code breaker.
What? Don Callis?
Don Callis beat Kenny Omega with a code breaker in
me?
PCW. It was Don's first match. Don Callis is, first of all, Don Callis is not a nobody. Don Callis is far from a nobody.
Oh, well, now that I know it's Don Callis.
Yeah, he is not a nobody. I swear.
His
Anyway,
wrestling career was definitely not worth mentioning, but he's not a nobody.
I say that because Don was because Don turned on Kenny in a Don turned on Kenny in his in a show in Winnipeg, like while Kenny was still the champion before Wrestle Kingdom, and it just went kind of crazy. It was weird, but yeah, he lost. And Kenny and Don is an announcer for Impact. So. Acceptable reason number 3: fans can tell the difference between a storyline and real tragedy. If you can't tell the difference between a storyline and real tragedy in professional wrestling, you shouldn't be watching it.
Wrong. Those are what you call mark fans.
Right, that too. Number 4, reason it's Number 4 reason.
That's the part this boy needs.
Because some people actually believe in it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The Undead Realm had me like. I mean, I knew she had already signed. If I didn't know she had signed to AEW, I would have been like, wow. I would have been shook. But I realized, oh my gosh.
I was shook either way because that was a shocking way to go out. But even then, I would be like, okay, this is cool.
Very
Now
well done.
bring it back.
You couldn't have done it better. Like, seriously.
I like this.
It's
Like,
it.
I feel like she's gonna come back, like for real. Like everybody in me, I've been talking about it, all gonna like she's coming back eventually.
Yeah. Number 4 reason said it's not acceptable. It's not. It's in bad taste. They brought up Dawn Marie and Tori Wilson, that whole thing. Number 4 reason that's acceptable. Number 4 reason that's acceptable is because character death helped Lucha Underground differentiate itself from other promotions, which is true. It did do that. Like, that's part of the reason, like, Lucha Underground, when somebody died in Lucha Underground, I was like, well, you're never going to see that person again. And, of course, you didn't, because Phoenix, Sami Callihan, or Jeremiah Snake, just a lot of people died in Lucha Underground. A lot of people died.
That's what made Lucha Underground worth watching, is like, people get so stupidly die at this shit.
Yep.
And it was awesome.
And then they get brought back because of, I want to say Lucha Libre culture, but I don't think that's the right word for it.
They get brought back because of gods.
Ah, right, the Aztec gods. I kept thinking about that. That's what kept them coming back. They talk about Lucha Underground. Yeah, there was a lot of that. Then acceptable reason, not acceptable reason. Number 5, animals are a good stand-in for wrestlers. Are good is because of the fact they brought up the fact with they brought up when Big Boss Man fed Al Snow his dog. That whole crazy thing. And then last one, it says number 5, it's been done before. It's been done without controversy before. That's what we were talking about earlier with Vince. So acceptable reason number 5 why death in wrestling is why it's not wrong for there to be death in wrestling is because it's been done before without controversy. They have a picture of Paul Bearer being buried alive in concrete by The Undertaker. I know you guys remember that.
Oh, yeah. That happened in Norfolk.
Exactly. In the Scope, which I can't believe they sold that out like they did, but still.
The last time we had a hit in
Yep. But yeah, that's why they said it. That's why they said it like that, because I mean, there was no controversy behind it. Nobody questioned that when Paul Bearer died. Nobody questioned it. They said, "Oh wow, all right."
It's amazing.
Yeah. But bottom line, that segment was good. So
it was epic. It really was. It was epic.
I'm interested to see. Well, obviously, because this week they're not going to do anything because they got the pay-per-view. But the week after, the first Impact after, I'm curious to see what direction they take the story in. Pretty sure they're going to take it to the revenge angle where she's just out for blood and doesn't care who gets in her way, which is probably where it's going to draw a line between her and Kiera Hogan. But who knows? We will see. All right, let's get to these questions. Guys?
Donovan? Hey, Jim Donovan.
I'm here. I was taking care of my kid because I thought you were going to talk just a little bit longer.
No. We're ready for these questions.
All right, let's get to this first. A lot of the harder ones are at first, so let's try to get in and out of here as fast as we can without botching questions.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, the first question. Oh my God, not this one. All right, Anthony Isaac, this was totally your question. Book a 2019 30-man football player battle royal, including NCAA players for Mania.
What?
This is probably inspired because Gronkowski retired and they had that NFL battle royal shit a few years ago. But basically, book a Rough Gronkowski Memorial Battle Royal with nothing but NFL and college football players. Huh?
How can you have a memorial?
Celebrating his football career. Basically, just book a freaking football battle royal.
All right. Let me see.
All right. Here's how we can do this. Let's just do it with like. I'm just gonna let you two handle it. Go back and forth, 15 players each.
Oh. Give me Saquon Barkley. Khalil Mack. DeMarcus Lawrence. Eric Berry.
I want Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald. Oh, give me Ndamukong Suh.
Oh gosh, what kind of ill are you looking for here?
Leighton Vander Esch. Terrell Suggs. Richard Sherman. Can't stop, won't stop. The Lord our God has dreadlocks, so he'll be fine. Cordell Patterson. Gronk, obviously. Josh Flash Gordon. Give me
Baker and Johnny.
You're both all right. Give me Beast Mode.
Give me Richard Sherman.
Okay, I already said Richard Sherman, but yeah, I'll give you Beast Mode. I started to say Khalil Mack. Earl Thomas. Bobby Wagner.
Just take my whole squad, huh? Well, we used to be my whole squad.
Used to be your squad. Yeah, I got nothing else. Who else you got?
Give me Odell.
Odell.
Give me Juice as well. Odell and Juice.
Okay.
Give me Dan. Terrell Owens. Randy Moss.
Give me Ray Lewis, bro.
Oh, I thought you already said Ray.
I said Terrell Suggs. I'm gonna put Tom Brady in there just so I can hear him get chucked over the top row. He'd be like,
Mike Marcellus Bennett.
Ooh, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
That's it. I put my pause.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Yeah, I'm good. Donovan, next question.
All right. I hate this fucking shit. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, we're not going to do the Met part of this because he ain't here. Okay. We're going to need. Okay, this is just for. This is for each one of us. Who would replace Isaac, Anthony, and myself if they went to the UK? Who from Cultaholic or What Culture would replace each of them? Each other host answers the question. So basically, we can't talk for ourselves. So Anthony, who would replace Isaac and then me for What Culture or Cultaholic?
I don't know. What kind of question? I would just say Imai and Brio.
Yeah, I got this. I got it.
It's Anthony. Hang on. Anthony, it's a question. Anthony, say that we traded just for the sake we partnered up with like Cultaholic or What Culture. Isaac went for the UK for a while. Who would you want to get from Cultaholic or What Culture to replace Isaac and me?
Chidi and Simon Miller. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I just said those two I know.
All right, Isaac, me and Anthony.
For Ant, I'd say Jules from What Culture and Lampier for you.
Well, he doesn't count because he's more like he's not really a host anymore.
Oh.
I don't even know if he's still with What Culture. He's with What Culture, I know that, but I don't even know if he's with them anymore.
When did he go back to What Culture?
After he got kicked out of Cultaholic for basically using his status to solicit sex with women.
So I guess Pachidi for you and Jules for Anthony.
I got this one for Anthony. I mean, I would actually have to permit Jack the Jobber. I like Jack, don't at me, but he's really soft spoken like Mitt. He doesn't say a whole lot, but he does say something. For Isaac, I'm not even playing. I would actually have to say Blampier. And for Anthony, Ross Trudeau, aka King Ross.
I would like to go to What Culture though. I thought you were going to say Adam Cleary. Then again, I would like to work with Adam Cleary though.
Well, I said Cultaholic because, I follow them more than I follow What Culture. Just because, I'm not going to lie, Ross Trudeau, Jack the Jobber, and Adam Pachidi are entertaining as well.
Anyway, what's next?
To replace Isaac with Simon Miller.
Well, I wouldn't mind doing ups and downs. I do like ups and downs.
But you would also have to wrestle like Defiant too.
Well, he doesn't wrestle anymore in Defiant. I checked. He doesn't.
When does WWE realize that blondes aren't the only pushable ladies in wrestling?
Does that count for black women too? Even though they're like very, very, very a little bit of black, but they're black nonetheless.
Yes.
Well, they have that down pat because Ronda Rousey's been champion since
SummerSlam last year.
She's still blonde, though.
She is.
But she's black.
And she's blonde. It just says blonde.
Is she really?
Is she really?
Yes.
He said, is she really?
When do they realize that blondes aren't the only pushable women, Isaac?
If the brunettes knew how to talk, they'd be able to be pushed enough to where they be at the top.
When they realize that not all, just because they look good doesn't mean they can move good.
When they realize that your name doesn't have to be Flair to be successful.
That too.
Or, you know what, then again, the only exception is Becky Lynch.
Yep.
She's brunette.
Really? Huh. How do you like that? I've actually seen the picture, so.
I didn't know if
She was a skinhead chick.
a lot of people probably do. I mean, James doesn't because he's seen her before.
James probably knows what she's wearing right now.
That'd be weird.
He probably has the outfit. He buys all of her merchandise.
I was about to buy a shirt for James, but then we were like, you know what? James probably has it already.
Yep, said the man on it.
All right, Anthony, do you think international wrestlers are taking over U.S. wrestling? Isaac?
No, WWE, whoever's in the U.S. is just being insecure.
I don't think so, but I think international wrestling is taking over the U.S. market and expanding it. I mean, WWE is not the only market out there, and Ring of Honor already had a market. Impact, they've been around like how long now? So I mean,
they've been around since like
02, 03.
So it's long enough.
Yeah, they've been around a while.
Y'all know why I threw that question. Now this one's going to be a longer one. Okay, I'm just going to do this in parts. Who is the worst wrestler to have a 5-star match? Anthony.
Who's had a 5-star match?
Well, that's the question. Who do you think of people you know of? It doesn't have. We're not talking about Dave Meltzer.
John Cena. We'll just go with John Cena because I don't know who else.
I was like,
yeah, I was gonna say John. He's not all that. Sorry.
I mean, John's not bad, but I mean, all people like this, I got to pick John.
Almost like Goldberg.
He's had a 5-star match.
Yeah.
With who?
Against who?
Against Raven, actually.
I remember that in WCW.
Yeah, Raven had everything going on there, like the outside interference and weapons, and dirty tactics, and hardcore shit.
Match to me.
Oh, it was a pay-per-view, so it was good. It was when Goldberg won the U.S. title, and that was for a U.S. title, not for the main titles. But it's good. Goldberg's best match versus William Regal. Shut up, you fucking troll. Anyway, okay. Who is the best wrestler that never had a 5-star match? Anthony. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jim Crockett Promotional Tournament, the Sheep Herders is what I'm told. They had a hardcore tag team tournament.
I'm going to say... What's the better 5-star match? I'm going to say Sami Zayn.
Wait, his match with Nakamura wasn't 5 stars?
I thought it was ranked 4.5.
What would you rank it? Doesn't matter what Dave Meltzer says.
I think it was 5 stars.
Okay, you can do that. What do you think, Isaac? Go ahead.
I was going to say his match with Kevin Owens because I thought Kevin's match with Sammy at Battleground 2016 was beautiful. I thought that was 5 stars.
I'm saving Zombie here.
I'm going to say, and I know Isaac is going to just really give me this look, Nora Suzuki.
Nora's never had a 5-star match.
He's never had a 5-star match?
I'm sorry, but he's had great matches. But, you can only do so much with a fucking MMA guy who's not heavy on striking.
He's really not heavy on striking. You sure about that?
So the standard elbow, the forearm to everyone in the chest slaps is heavy on striking, other than the soccer kick.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, compare him to Kota Ibushi, Ishii, who can actually go in a lot of different variants of striking, or Shibata. Now, even in MMA, he wasn't really a striker. He's a grappler.
That's fair. I was going to say Ishii next is a guy who I don't think has had a 5-star match, although his history would dare to argue with me.
Well, his match with Kenny Omega at G1 was 5 stars. I'm sorry.
His match with Ibushi was 5 stars, or should have been.
Hell yeah, it was.
They were killing each other.
It was brutal, man. It was strike. It was strike.
They were killing each other.
It was like strong style versus MMA. It was great. I loved it.
They were killing each other. Like they said from the word go, they were like Steph. What's the name? Ibushi punched Ishii 3 times in the throat. Well, in whatever is between his head and his torso.
I gotta ask this: most surprising wrestler to have a 5-star match?
Chauncey.
Ishii, actually.
Don't you disrespect Ishii like that.
No, because I say it.
I'm surprised you didn't say Colby Carino, to be honest with you, Anthony.
Colby Carino's had a 5-star match.
Okay.
Against the Judah.
Against Shane Strickland, actually. It was in progress. I actually have a very specific one. Bound for Glory 2006, Sting returns versus Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett had a 5-star match with Sting.
Tyler Bate. No.
All right, y'all ready for the next question? Let's get ready for the next question.
Let's get ready for trouble.
Trouble. Okay, like Drew dropping his knee to seem more menacing, what are some small good or bad things wrestlers did to change their character? You can just name like one of each, like a good thing and a bad thing.
Good things? Let's start with bad things. Bad things, Dolph Ziggler cutting his hair.
Oh my gosh. Like when he went with the buzz cut, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Good thing, Anthony.
Good thing?
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes of leaving the WWE.
I think that's a big thing, not a small thing.
Oh, you say small thing?
Yeah, like Drew dropping to a knee.
Oh, okay. Small thing.
Somebody said Chuck Norris squinting at you. Isaac.
Let me see. I say a bad thing. You said it's a bad thing somebody did to try and change their character?
Yeah.
Bad thing, I think Bobby Lashley doing this whole bodybuilder pose thing. That didn't work out for him.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're so right. He went back to the bodybuilder versus the MMA guy.
Yeah, that was not good. And then a good thing, probably a good thing was when Courtney Rush got her hair cut to become and turned into the demon. That did wonders for her. That's what I think.
Okay, for me, a bad thing. Anytime Hulk Hogan signs with a company.
Damn.
No, a bad thing. Hulk Hogan being the on-screen general manager of Impact.
Oh, God.
Oh,
That was.
I'm pretty sure that was a big. And then when he left too, like Dixie Carter had to beg him to stay as part of his contractual agreement. A good thing somebody did to change their career. I'm sorry, but I really have to go with this. And I know Isaac is gonna love it. Kota Ibushi signing with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
That was a great thing. That was a great thing. Look where he's at right now.
That like literally changed. Well, I mean, it's not heavy impacting yet, but it literally changed the entire game. Like he has no ceiling.
No ceiling.
Strap a rocket to this man's ass and shoot him to the moon. Yeah. All right, so next, do you prefer scripted promos or off-the-cuff promos, Anthony?
Depends on the person.
Well, I mean, like, you look at Impact, and then you look at WWE. Which promo style would you prefer?
Impact. I'm not just saying that,
I don't
but
know.
like,
Sometimes I haven't like certain people doing promos just don't do it for me.
Moose is one of those that I think would probably do better with at least the DQ card.
Yeah.
Because he's good. Sometimes he's entertaining, but he does not do good promos. And Samoa Joe, he's just amazing. Like
it's like he's like natural. It's like it just comes natural for him, for Joe.
Yeah, but you either have to have scripted promos or at least have both bulletin points, or just completely off the cuff. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to go with off the cuff because NXT does that. They just kind of give you the idea. This is what your storyline is. Go.
I feel like the match between Pete Dunne and Ricochet when they had that winner take all match, that was fantastic. I feel like that match was like the build for that was like they did their own promo. They set their own work. You know what I mean?
Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black.
That too. That was all natural.
No words. Just no words. It was all mystique. And it worked. But, I mean, I agree with Anthony. We all have different points. Do you think the original plans were Mustafa Ali and the Kofi rule? Yes.
Yes. Let's be honest.
He would have won.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
I don't think it was supposed to go this far, but yeah.
I actually think. Well, I don't think it would have been a Mania match. It was probably going to be a Fastlane match. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Oh my God! Are we serious?
Yes.
Is this dude still a thing?
I don't understand how. No, they just posted a video of Matt Miller and Nipsey in the studio together.
Damn.
This really hurts now.
I'm fucking done.
God damn. Anyway, what's the next thing?
James not sending me any more Becky Lynch posts.
What did James say about Kiera Hogan last night?
He said she's sexy.
No. It's not wrong.
In 10 years, do you think AEW totally eclipses WWE in ratings, sales, quality, etc., or does WWE stay the mega power? Or will they be equal but not competing? Anthony.
Say again?
Do you think AEW is going to be better still than WWE in 10 years? WWE will still be the mega power, or they'll actually be good but not competing? Because we all know AEW.
As long AEW just needs to stay in their lane and then let the stars line themselves. If they go about that route and say, okay, now we're ready to take WWE out, WWE is not going to let that happen. So just stay where you are, and then if it comes down to it, maybe is there
they're not asking if they're going to compete, because they said at the end, are they going to be equal but not competing? Do you think they'll eclipse WWE as far as like ratings, quality, everything?
Quality, yeah, but rating?
Ratings, maybe. I mean, if WWE continues to shift their polling, there's a high possibility that, they could eclipse them, but they're not going to compete with WWE. That's not their goal. They've already stated that. They're just here to be an alternative, not to be competition. They're just doing what they've been talking about doing for years. Doing them. Changing wrestling. Anyway, Isaac.
I'm with Anthony. You just gotta stay in your lane. You just gotta do their own thing. You need to worry about what WWE is doing.
I think they will. I think they'll pick up some people here and there, especially women.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the women's roster now in 10 years will probably have stepped through AEW.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dana Brooke being one of them. Okay, this is going to be a good question, actually. I like this one. Since the end of the Rusev... okay. Go back. Which has been the best tournament since the end of the Ruthless Aggression era, year-wise? Like, Mae Young Classic, UK, Cruiserweight Classic, Dusty Rhodes, etc. Buddy Murphy, Cruiserweight tournament. Anthony, what do you think the best tournament has been since the Ruthless Aggression era ended? Like the Mae Young Classic, the UK, the Cruiserweight Classic. We're looking for year-wise. Like, what's your favorite?
I still got to go to CWC.
What year?
It's only been one.
Isaac?
I like the UK tournament this year. Last year. That was good. Zach Gibson versus Pete Dunne was great in that final match. I don't
it really was. That was great. I wish Walter would have signed sooner.
They were all over Zach Gibson in that match. If you hate Gibson, shoes off. If you hate Gibson, shoes off. If you hate Gibson, shoes off.
All right, I gotta go with the Mae Young Classic, like Kairi Sane winning the first one, and then Io Shirai versus Toni Storm. I mean, come on, man. I've already seen this match, and it wasn't as big as their first one, their first runs in Japan and in Austria and the UK. But come on,
she is Australian, right? Toni Storm.
Austrian.
Austrian? Really? Huh. All right. Because I knew she wasn't British. I was just like...
No, she lives in Britain now.
No, I knew she wasn't British. And I know she lives there, but I was thinking... I thought she was Australian. Because I knew, like I said, I knew she wasn't British. I was thinking she was Australian, but she is Austrian. So she's like Walter. Because Walter's Austrian, right?
Yeah. She just has a better, like, actual English accent. Like, not British, but English.
She sounds American almost.
No, she sounds more American because Walter has a heavy accent.
Well, I know that. I mean, the guy barely. I feel like there's a reason why he barely talks, but no.
No, he barely talks because he just wants to be a quiet badass. His podcast, that interview on Stone Cold's podcast, you should go listen to that. It was about a month before he signed with WWE.
Boom, boom, boom. I'll be rocking out to his theme song when he comes out. I don't care.
It's on the table above your other card.
Like when Walter comes out to his theme at Takeover, I'm going to be rocking out.
Your food's over here where it was yesterday. She's looking for Carol. Okay, y'all ready for the next question?
Yes.
Yes, we are going through these questions because I picked ones that I know were easier to answer without.
Let's Bullet Club.
Okay, you know what? You need to quit.
Okay.
How much more can they drop the ball on the women's divisions in WWE?
Say, what was my fault?
How much time could they?
How much more do you think they can drop the ball in WWE women's division?
A lot.
Isaac?
Same. Like they could do worse. They're probably going to do worse.
I don't think they can. I don't think they're going to do much worse. I think they're going to lose all their women to AEW eventually.
Nah.
Or Japan. Like some of them are going to go back to Japan, like Asuka.
Actually, if Asuka's even interested in the money, she could go to AEW. You know how much those guys run AEW have respect for Japan.
True. True.
I feel like Nakamura might go there due to their light schedule. But anyway, we're getting on. We're going to move on. Next question. Thank you for making me put in my password again. What female wrestler could they give the Kofi-esque run next year? And this is not incorporating, the top girls they have now. Isaac, I'm going to start with you.
Let's see Sonya.
You know what? She hasn't been there long enough, though.
Still.
Maybe Mandy. What about Mandy and Sonya? Would you accept that?
No. Not together. Sick of blondes.
Okay, Anthony. Anthony?
Yeah.
Who do you think they could give a Kofi Kingston-esque run next year around Mania?
Woman. So for a woman.
I'm gonna say Bayley.
That is a good answer.
That is a good answer.
Bayley was a good. You know who I'm gonna say? I got one that'll throw you both off. So you do know NXT does somewhat acknowledge their status on the independent. Like they acknowledge you were an independent star. They just don't like this is your entire history. I'm gonna say Candice LeRae.
Ooh, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
She's been doing it for 11 years almost?
That's a good pick. That's a great pick, actually.
Almost kind of let her break out a bit in the Johnny Gargano Tommaso Ciampa storyline. They kind of dialed it back.
Plus, here, there's one thing we all know about Candice LeRae is that she can take a bump. Come on. We all know it's true.
Definitely.
She can take a bump. I mean, we all saw what the Young Bucks did to her. Super kick to the face. She's the only one who got color in that match. To the face. Thumbtacks. Super kick. Party. Super kick party. Boom, da, do, 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 do. Oh, I should have played that song while we were walking, Anthony. Don't know why I didn't. Keep that in mind. Anyway. What's next?
Fucking Facebook. Alright. Do you think in a couple of years Baron Corbin could be over heel like The Miz has been?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
And yes, 1,000 times.
His theme songs will always get over, but not him.
Actually, I'm gonna be neutral on this. I think maybe more than a couple of years, but if you pay attention, there are he's one of those guys that people do love to hate. Like he's putting in the work. Like when he's out there, he's doing his best to ruffle feathers. He's doing his job. Even when everybody else is just being booked poorly, even when he was the constable, Corbin, he was doing his job. He was getting heat. He was getting a lot of TV time. He was really driving the point home. He's just working. He was a workhorse, man. Yeah, I think eventually people will start to realize he's a worker like The Miz and respect him. I mean, look at Miz. They hated him for years, and look how he got over. He's always been a great talker. People just hated the fact that he wasn't a wrestler. He's even exploited that himself with Daniel Bryan. All right, Anthony.
Yes.
This one's to you. Will Seth win at Mania? This isn't a prediction. This is just realistic.
I want to, but I'm not going to sit here and say that it's going to happen.
Isaac?
I hope he does, but it is WWE, and Vince, for some reason, think, they're not cheering Seth loud enough. Let's just keep it on Brock.
You know what? That's a good point. happened. That was actually one of my points. I'm going to elaborate a bit. Let's face it. We know that Seth versus Brock, Daniel Bryan versus Kofi, and the Triple Threat are the three big marquee matches, right?
Let's face it. Yeah.
And let's be honest. Kofi is walking out with the title. We know that.
If he doesn't, there will be riots in the streets. I believe it.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's face it. Kofi's walking out with that belt. We know. You know it, Isaac. Anthony, you know it, right? Mm-hmm. And we all know Becky Lynch is walking out with the women's title.
Or both, if it's winner take all.
I mean, but think about it. Seth, Becky, and Kofi all win in a perfect feel-good world, right?
Yes.
And you know Vince McMahon isn't going to let us have 3 feel-good moments in the top matches. We're going to get one heel goes over. And as much as we love Daniel Bryan, the new Daniel Bryan, he's going to lose. I mean, even if Kofi is to lose it back somewhere else, I mean, Kofi's going to get it. To get that WrestleMania moment. That's the whole driving point right now. Whether or not they're short-sighted, take it off them. We know how they both basically go. And we're all pretty sure Becky's the man that's walking out with the title, right?
Right.
Anthony? Mm-hmm. So, by that logic and knowing the Vincent Kennedy McMahon, we're all pretty sure that VKM, not the Buddha King Mafia, is not walking out with the title. It's not going to be a trifecta. Seth is going to lose.
Can you imagine if he doesn't, if we have 3 feel-good moments?
Then it'll be one of the best WrestleMania in years, only for the fact that Dana Warrior did such a great job booking it. Like, she wrote this for us. This is like the spectacle that we all need. Like, all the 3 top matches are all 3 good moments that we all wanted, and we walked away out of Mania happy. Looking forward to watching Raw and SmackDown. In an ideal world, is a great booking and marketing strategy. But it's not going to happen.
I'm saying, what if it does?
I just said, what if it does? We look forward to Raw and SmackDown today. We even want to watch Raw for once, you know? Okay. This is the last question, guys. Anthony, WWE is putting all of its creative focus on the Kofi storyline and the women's triple threat. Is this burying everyone else?
So what was that?
WWE is putting all of its creative efforts on the triple threat, the women's triple threat, and look at Asuka, and the Kofi Kingston storyline. Not even Daniel Bryan, just Kofi Kingston. Is this burying everyone else?
I wouldn't say everybody else except for SmackDown's one.
Same. The only people who got buried in this is the women against the SmackDown Women's Division.
I mean, the men on SmackDown are fine, but let's face it, Raw pretty much had to build people because everybody else got buried in the wake of Roman Reigns before the leukemia scare. That is what it is. Right now, the only people they have built are Brock, Drew, and Seth. They really haven't built anybody else. Oh, I will say Baron Corbin, too. Because even though he's not a big character, he's still prevalently featured. He's on every house show, every Raw, every show. Am I wrong, Anthony?
You're right.
I'm not even going to say Bobby Lashley because he was a big attraction, but they're just... All right, so let's get to these final thoughts. Anthony, what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. This is really hurting me. He, in all honesty, he should have won the Grammys last year, and now he won't have the chance to win it again. So rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Prayers for his family, his kids. His kids gonna have to go without their dad for the rest of their lives, man. So that really sucks.
You hate news like that, man. Isaac?
My final thoughts are next time you see me will be Friday. Well, other than Tuesday, will be Friday. I will be in New York, and we will give a Golden Report live from New York, and we will go from there. Can't wait to see it. Yep.
No, you're staying golden. Shit. My final thoughts are, man, I really like WrestleMania. I really hope that, like I said, I really hope Mustafa Ali gets something because it sucks to get injured. He's a great talent. He is. I like Mustafa Ali. Anthony, I like Mustafa Ali. He's like my third favorite 205 Live talent. Right under my favorites of Drew Gulak and Grand Metal League.
And Buddy Murphy.
He's fourth for me. I actually like Mustafa Ali more. Mustafa Ali is my favorite right under the two I said. Because Grand Metal League is basically the ring moves with him. He doesn't move in the ring. And, I mean, let's face it, Drew Gulak's me and Anthony's dad, so of course I'll love him. PowerPoint presentations, damn it. Remember WWE, bring the good shit. Anyways, point is, that was great. I got a big smile on my face because I'm pretty sure you just had an amazing weekend, Isaac.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Somebody please. I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm going to meet some pretty awesome people while I'm there. Some great talents that I never thought I'd be able to meet in my life. And especially one of them, I don't know if I'm going to be able to formulate words when I'm talking to them. So we'll see.
And also Tuesday, you're going to have a certain Savage discussion.
Yeah.
We won't take up the show with that. We'll try to wait afterwards. And yeah, other than that, I guess we will see you all later.
Yeah. Peace, everybody.